Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. So we are closing out 2023. Today is December 31st. It's over, it's gone. So we need to do 24 top books for 2024. I've been seeing this trend go around and it's so freaking cute. So I was like, okay, let's see like what's on my immediate TBR, what I need to get read. Yeah, and we got a lot of fun stuff here. We have a lot of like important things here too. Like I feel like I'm so behind on like popular books, but it's fine because in 2024 we're gonna catch up with all of these babies. So let's just get straight into it and talk about these books. Okay, so first and foremost, because it's ridiculous. Like I'm one of those people that I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna read it as soon as it gets here, as soon as it releases, whatever the case may be, and I never do that. There's a few of those in here actually. Like, how have I not read them yet? I have no idea. Ugh. I've just been reading other stuff, and I've honestly, like, we talked about it a few videos ago, but once I realized how many series I was in the middle of, I like went strictly series, and that's honestly been what I've been doing for the last 2 months, I would say. It's just like I've read a standalone here and there, and I've started new series here and there. So let's just start with the first book, which is going to be a buddy read with my bestie Oaf. Oh my god, how have we not read it yet? Don't even ask. I don't know. I've heard mixed things. Like I was expecting to hear like people go crazy like they did with Fourth Wing, and that just isn't the case. Some people are like, ooh, this book's like dragging. Some people just don't like it. Some people love it. So me and Oaf are going to figure out how we feel about it. But Iron Frickin' Flame by Rebecca Yarros, it's high up there. Like we want to do it like early January, early February because FOMO. Literally FOMO. That's what it is. Okay, speaking of my girl Oaf, this is a book that she got me for my birthday back in July, and me being stubborn, I was like, I want to save it for the winter months. Like it's a 5-star read for her, and I hear people rave about this book like a lot. So with that being said, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I need to read this book so bad because I also need to read Wildfire. So yeah, this book is definitely high up on my list for 2024, and it's hockey. Okay, so in this story, we follow what do they call her? An ice skater? A figure skater. We follow a figure skater, and she is just really good at what she does, okay? And we follow a hockey player who is really good at what he does. So these two, they don't like each other, but one day something happens and they are forced to share the rink together for practice and stuff. And then another thing happens and her co-dancer has an accident and somebody has to take his place. So like, who's good on skates? Our boy Nathan. So we just get to see like what happens when their two sports collide, and they collide because she's just like, no boy, get away from me. She is not a fan. So I'm super excited for this one because I absolutely adore everything hockey, and I've heard so many good things about Nathan, so I'm super excited. Okay, I want to talk about a book that I don't own yet real quick because I also posted on my Instagram story, and a lot of these are those. But I asked like, what are 24 books you guys want me to read in 2024? And we got some good answers. So a lot of those are in here because I had them and I just haven't read them yet. But also I don't have some of them. So Done and Dusted, I'll put it here. I've heard a lot about that book. I really don't know much of what's going on. I know it's a cowboy romance. I love that so much because Chestnut Springs just like, it's like how Off Campus made me love hockey, Chestnut Springs made me love cowboys. So literally anything else cowboy, throw it at me and I'm going to devour it. So yeah, Done and Dusted, I really want to read that one. I should probably look at the synopsis because I don't even know what it's about. So thank you for coming to Mac for all your questions because I never had the answers. Okay, so Daisy Hates. So by this book, I'm talking about the whole series. I need to finish it because I read Magnolia Parks months ago. It was a minute ago, I know that. And I just have not been back. I will be buddy reading this book with Pages with Mac. We're so excited, but like at the same time, I'm nervous because like these characters, why are you the way that you are? I just don't understand. It's the same way I was telling Oaf. The same frustration I get with these books is the same frustration I get with the Addicted series. And I love the Addicted series. Like Lily and Lo have my heart. But at the same time, I'm like screaming at these characters constantly. I'm like, please, Like, I get your struggles. I get that. I've wrapped my mind around that, but you know? So yeah, that's how I feel. And I'm super excited to get back into this because something about Christian, like, something about the name Christian. Your name is Christian, just like, hello, you know? I don't know. Super excited to get into this one, okay? Because Daisy is like this very in-your-face party girl, and her and Christian butt heads a lot. So I think that'll be super fun to follow. Okay, another big one that I feel like I should have read by now, but I haven't wanted to rush it. I feel like when it's time for me to read this book, the book will tell me. So, Powerless. Yes, I know. I can't believe I have not read this book yet. I have heard so much about it. Like, I think it was around the same time Fourth Wing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was around like maybe a month or so after that. And I was just like, well, I have to read Fourth Wing first and then I'll get to Powerless. And I couldn't find it at first. That was a huge issue for me. That's why I had the hardcover. Why are you doing this to me? So yeah, I could never find the paperback, and this is so annoying. Let's try this again. So I could never find the paperback, okay? Couldn't find it. So I go to Barnes & Noble the day Iron Flame comes out. I get an Iron Flame, I get a Fourth Wing special edition, and I got this baby. And then I also have the normal one up there. Cause like, I couldn't find it, so the need to have it just kept increasing and increasing. So I was like, well, now I need two. So I got the special edition and I got the normal edition, but I still have not read it. So this is high up on my list. Another book that I honestly have no idea what it's about, but I hear like it's fantastic. So let's find out what it's about together. Cause I go in blind a lot now. Like, I don't read synopsises anymore. I just pick up the book and I go into it kind of just like surprised for everything. And I love that. But at the same time, like, I need to be able to talk to you guys about these books. And that's why it's easier to do books I've read than the books I haven't. But still, we're going to do this video and we're gonna have fun with it. So, Payton, thief, ordinary survivor. I've never been looked at, and it's a privilege to be in my presence, an honor to hold my gaze, and a gift to get a glimpse of me. Not until I met him. Did I say that right? Kai, Prince, elite, enforcer. If I am to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loathes herself for wanting me. She is very last thing. Oh, I can't read today. Like, what is this? She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing that she has spent her whole life pretending to be, and fate ensured they would find each other. This sounds so good. Like, it probably didn't sound good to you guys because I can't read out loud. Like, I'm so fast when I read in my head, but reading out loud is like a hard task. But yeah, that sounds really freaking good. So I love it sounds like it's gonna be an enemies to lovers. My favorite, my freaking favorite. I love enemies to lovers. So I'm really, really freaking stoked for this book, honestly. I just haven't got to it yet. Okay, another book that I'm pretty sure this was a book that I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this in 2023. Well, psych, because I didn't. But The Song of Achilles, okay? I'm so excited to finally read this book because I know so many people that are like absolutely obsessed. But it's out of my normal reading area. So I'm just kind of like nervous / not eager, if that makes sense. Like I'm eager to read it, but at the same time I'm not, because I don't know what to look for. So maybe I should like read the synopsis and like kind of hype myself up, like look at some Pinterest or find. That's so cute. I've never seen that in a book before. I'm not gonna write my name because my handwriting would make me mad, but that's probably why I don't know what this book is about. There's not a character glossary. That means this book's gonna be so hard. Oh my god, there's a glossary. I would love to tell you guys what this book is about, but there's a reason I don't know. It's because it's not on there. Okay, found it. So this book, it's so weird to me that it doesn't have a synopsis on it. I don't feel like I have a book like that because it's usually like in the infolds or something, you know? I don't know. The epic tale of the Trojan War is transformed into a moving love story told from the perspective of Patroclus. It's been a long time since I took Greek mythology. Some guy. It's from the perspective of some guy. The beloved companion of the Greek hero Achilles. So it's from Achilles' bestie's perspective is how we're going to word that because I can't say his name. Not even gonna try. So yeah, the Trojan War, we read about that in school, and I honestly like enjoyed reading those stories because there's a lot of action and a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, I feel like I'm going to enjoy this one. It's just a matter of making myself pick it up because I'm such a mood reader. So that is an issue sometimes, a lot of times, being a mood reader, because like my Christmas TBR, that was a joke. That was a freaking joke. I literally read 2. Well, no, 3. I read 3. So, you know, 3's better than 9. Let's move on to the next. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book is another one of those ones that like people were raving about when it first came out, and I've talked about this before. I was like, I don't like tennis, so like why is that going to be interesting to me? But as we've come to understand, books make you love things you think you don't give a freaking crap about, you know? So yeah, we're going to read this because Taylor wrote it, and I love Taylor. So Carrie Soto is fierce, and her determination to win at any cost has not made her popular. By the time she retires from tennis, she is the best player in the world has ever seen. She has shattered every record and claimed 20 Grand Slam titles, and if you ask Carrie, she is entitled to every one. She sacrificed nearly everything to become the best, with her father, Javier, as her coach. A former champion himself, Javier has trained her since the age of 2. But 6 years after her retirement, Carrie finds herself sitting in the stands of the 1994 US Open, watching her record be taken from her by a brutal, stunning player named Nikki Chan. Oh God, Carrie, okay? So at 37 years old, Carrie makes the monumental decision to come out of retirement and be coached by her father for one last year in an attempt to reclaim her record. Even if the sports media says that they never liked the battle axe anyway, even if her body doesn't move as fast as it used to, and even if it means swallowing her pride to train with a man she almost opened up her heart to, Bo Huntley. Like her, he has something to prove before he gives up the game forever. In spite of all, Carrie Soto is back for one last final season. In this riveting and unforgettable novel, Taylor Jenkins Reid tells her most vulnerable, emotional story yet. So I feel like this is gonna have like kind of the same vibes as Adeline Hugo, and I love that because I absolutely love that book. So I don't know, we're just going to see. Carrie Soto is back. She said, "You ain't taking my record," and that's low-key so badass. So yeah, we'll get into that. Okay, so we're going to talk about Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. So this book, guys, I don't know. I see a lot of people talk about this one too, but I also don't know. But I know that it's like hyped up, and I want this book year to be full of like 5 stars. Anywho, how far would you go for happily ever after? What is this girl's name? Evangeline Fox has always believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. That sucks, girl. Desperate to stop the wedding, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic immortal Prince of Hearts, but she soon discovers that bargaining with the Prince of Hearts is a dangerous game. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will I don't feel like I'm saying that right. Plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. Yeah, making a deal never goes right, guys. It never does. So we know this is going to be crazy, but I just also need to hype myself up some more for it. But everybody talks about this series like all the time. So I want to get into it. I need to understand like what's going on. Same thing with ACOTAR last year. I was like, everybody reads this. What am I doing? And then I understand. I get the love. Oh my God. We are all good. Okay, so The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have heard so much about this book, and just the cover alone, I'm not gonna lie, it was one of those books. I just saw the cover and I was like, I love that. So I got it. Never pray to the gods that answer after dark. I like that. That's cool. Friend 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman named Adeline meets a dangerous stranger and makes a terrible mistake. As she realizes the limitations of her Faustine bargain, being able to live forever without being able to be remembered by anyone else, Addie chooses to flee her small village as everything she once held dear is torn away. But there are still dreams to be had and a life to live, and she is determined to find excitement and satisfaction in the wide, beckoning world, even if she will be doomed and alone forever. Or not quite alone, as every year on their anniversary, the alluring Luke comes to visit, checking to see if she is ready to give up her soul. Their darkly thrilling game stretches through the ages, seeing Addie witness history and fight to regain herself as she crosses oceans and tries on various lives. It will be 300 years before she stumbles into a hidden bookstore and discovers someone who can remember her name, and suddenly everything changes. So honestly, This is kind of giving the Age of Adeline. So like if that's the vibes we have here, then sign me the heck up because I love that book or that movie so much. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. Next we have Before We Were Strangers. This is a book that I've just always been so curious about. I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm just super curious about it. And after Oph and Nor read it, I was like, okay, that's like a must for next year because they absolutely loved it. I'm pretty sure it was either like a 4.5 or a 5-star. They rated it high, so that makes me so excited to get into it and see what's going on. So To the Green-Eyed Lovebird, we met 15 years ago, almost to the day when I moved my stuff into the NYU dorm room next to yours at the senior house. You called us fast friends. I like to think it was more. We lived on nothing but the excitement of finding ourselves through music. You were obsessed with Jeff Buckley. Photography, I couldn't stop taking pictures of you, hanging out in Washington Square Park, and all the weird things we did to make money. I learned more about myself that year than any other, yet somehow it all fell apart. We lost touch the summer after graduation when I went to South America to work for National Geographic. When I came back, you were gone. A part of me still wonders if I pushed you too hard after the wedding. I didn't see you again until a month ago. It was a Wednesday. You were rocking back on your heels, balancing on that thick yellow line that runs along the subway platform, waiting for the F train. I didn't know it was you until it was too late, and then you were gone. Again, you said my name. I saw it on your lips. I tried to will the train to stop just so I could say hello. After seeing you, all the youthful feelings and memories came flooding back to me. And now I've spent the better part of a month wondering what your life is like. I might be totally out of my mind, but would you mind to have a drink with me and catch up on the last decade and a half? A misconnection, a second chance at love. So I don't know. I love second chance romances. Like, get her back. So I'm super excited for this one. Next we have Carval. Guys, we know that I don't know how to say this name. I'm just gonna say Carval. You know, it's fine. So they go to Carval, okay, her and her sister gets kidnapped and stolen. So this girl has to literally track down her sister at this Carval, and she has a time limit to do it. Like, she has to find her sister before she's literally like gone forever, and there's no chance of getting her back. And like the setting, I just feel like is so fun because like it's like an amusement park. It's a Carval. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track right now. But yeah, it's just like a mystery, and I'm pretty sure there's some love story mixed up in here, and I've heard really, really good things about it. It's just hasn't been one that I've picked up. It's a different series, so I've been like, but I have a plan to finish like a lot of my series soon. So with that being said, we will be starting new series, duh. So yeah, Carval. Super excited about this one, also by Stephanie Garber. Okay, and another case where I literally, like for a month, I was like, I need that book, I need that book, I need that book. And guess who has not read it yet? This girl. I don't understand it. I really don't, because I like was extra AF about wanting this book, and I still have not read it. So Darling Venom, I literally, like, the reason I got this book is specifically because I was told it would make me cry my eyes out, and I needed another one. Like, I was looking for something after 1,000 Boy Kisses, and I was just like, I need something that'll make me cry like that. And this one was just like brought up numerous times, so I was like, okay, I need it. And then I finally got it, and I just have not read it yet. Why? I don't know, but I want this book to be in 2024. I have to read it. I have to know. So I wasn't supposed to be on that roof on Valentine's Day. Neither was Kellen Marchetti, the school's designated freak. That's fucking rude. We met on the verge of ending our lives. Somehow the tatered strings of our tragedies tangled and tightened into an unlikely bond. We decided not to take the plunge and agreed to check on each other every Valentine's Day until school ended. Same time, one roof, two restless souls. We kept our promise for 3 years. On the 4th, Kellen made a decision, and I was left to deal with the consequences. Just when I thought our story ended, another one began. They all say love stories look the same and taste different. Mine was venomous, disgraceful, and written in scarlet scars. My name is Charlotte Richards, but you can call me Venom. Ah, what? That sounds so crazy, but it also sounds like so scary. Like, I feel like I'm going to cry. It just sounds like it's gonna be crazy. So Darling Venom is definitely high on my list. I gotta get around to it because I'm just so curious. Guys, I talk a lot. Like, I feel like we should be done by now, but we're probably only like, oh, I got more on my freaking iPad. Hold on. Okay, and another book that I do not own yet, Part of Your World. I put it here. Okay, so I don't, I literally do not know what this book is about because I don't own it yet, but it was one of the ones that my followers were like, you have to read this in 2024. So I was like, you got it. Okay, so Party for Your World is a romantic comedy about status, secrets, and standing up for yourself. Party for Your World alternates between the perspective of Alexis, a wealthy doctor facing extreme pressure from her family, and Daniel, a small town mayor who does not belong. I ain't got my glasses on, we gonna blame it on that, okay? Who does not belong in Alexis's world. So Party of Your World, it's weird because he's like, why am I part of your world? You have this like weird life and I'm just like a mayor of a town, just having fun, you know? So they meet, obviously, and become part of each other's world, and it's weird, and we have to figure out, like, can we be together? Is this going to work? Like, this feels so, I don't know what's going on in that book, but it looks freaking good, and it's by Abby Jimenez, and I've wanted to read one of her books, so yes, whoever recommended that, I will be reading it, I promise. I just don't know a lot about it. This is a book that I have to read in 2024 just because I've heard so much about it and it sounds so sweet. So this girl, she's writing letters to her husband, okay? I feel like it's just better if I read these. Like, is it annoying that I do that? I don't know. Joshua and Lauren are the perfect couple. Newly married, they're wildly in love, each on a successful and rewarding career path. Then Lauren is diagnosed with terminal illness. I know this book's going to make me sob. As Lauren's disease progresses, Joshua struggles to make the most of the time he has left with his wife and comes to terms with his future, a future without the only woman he's ever loved. He's so consumed with finding a new way to avoid the inevitable ending that he never imagines his life without Lauren. Lauren has a plan to keep her husband moving forward, a plan hidden in the letters that she leaves him. In those letters, one for every month in the year after her death, Lauren leads Joshua on a journey through pain, anger, and denial. It's a journey that will take Joshua from his attempt at a dinner party for family and friends to getting rid of their bed from a visit with a psychiatric medium to kiss a woman who isn't Lauren. As his grief makes room for laughter and new relationships, Joshua learns Lauren's most valuable lesson: the path to happiness doesn't follow a straight line. So I just feel like this book is going to be so sad, but also like so good, you know? Like, I don't know, I just feel like the message behind it is so beautiful. So I literally cannot wait to get into this book. So it's definitely one we have to read this year. Let me go ahead and read my last book off of this so that I can be done with it because I'm gonna forget. So If Only I Had Told Her. Eek! Oh my god, that might be like my most anticipated release for next year, just because If He Had Been With Me was like such a beautiful book. I loved it. I ate it up. It was so good. And when it ended, I felt like I ended. I was like, no, I need more. Like, why did you just do this to me? Oh my god, I'm going to sob when this book comes out. But If I Had Told Her, that's like one of my top ones. I'm gonna say it now. We're gonna see if I follow through, but that is like one of the books that I want to read like as soon as it comes out. Okay, and then a series I will be starting in 2024 that I am so freaking stoked for is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm so excited because I loved ACOTAR so much. So I'm going to be reading this with Tiara and Noor. We're going to read this whole series together, and I'm just so excited. Like, a new Sarah, new world. I am so freaking stoked, okay? And then gonna immediately follow that, once we finish that, Crescent City. Noor has already read this one and she has raved and raved. She sobbed her eyes out. Keep in mind, this girl used to not cry, like, at all. No book could get her to cry, and I'm just like, girl, you gotta cry. This one made her sob, and it just like makes me so excited. I love when people cry their eyes out over a book. I'm like, I need to read that. I need that. If it can pull that much emotion out of you, that's freaking fantastic. So I'm super excited for both of these series. Moving on to the next. This is a book that I also thought I was gonna get read in 2023 just because everybody's like, Michaela, read it. But I just never got to it. So this is a high one on 2024 for me, and it's the 7-Year Slip. I know, calm down. We're gonna read it in 2024, and I'm so freaking excited because, like a good bit of the books that I've mentioned in this video, it is raved about. People just like, this is like a lot of people's favorite book of the year, and that just makes me so freaking excited. I can't believe I haven't read it yet, but I will be doing so. So same place, different time. Sometimes the worst day of your life happens and you have to figure out how to live after it. For Clementine West. Names are freaking hard. Y'all should put the little, like, how to sound it out. That means burying her head in work as a book publicist, being practical and forgetting that silly things that her beloved Aunt Anala taught her, like living wide and chasing the moon. She would rather stay grounded and keep her heart safe. For the last 6 months, she's done just that. But when she moves into her late aunt's apartment and finds a strange man just sticking it in the kitchen, a man with kind eyes, a southern drawl, and a taste for lemon pies, her well-laid plans begin to fall apart because he's the type of man who, before it all, she would have fallen head over heels for, and she still might. Except he lives in the past, 7 years in the past to be exact, and she quite literally lives 7 years in the future, okay? Her aunt always said the apartment was a pinch in time, a place where moments blended like watercolors. She also said that love is never a matter of time, but a matter of timing. And Clementine, whatever her name is, she fears that she may be 7 years too late. What? That just sounds so freaking cool to me. So I'm so freaking excited to get into this book, and I feel like this is just going to be one of my favorites of 2024. I really do. So I'm super excited to get into this. There have been numerous people telling me you have to pick it up. So it is on my list. It is definitely getting read in 2024 because I literally can't wait like too much longer. I'm itching to read this. So The Cruel Prince. I have had this book for also far too long that I need to get it together, okay? So this book is high on my TBR for 2024 just because I hear so much about it. It's fae. I love anything fae. It's just like, it sounds so freaking good. Fae. I mean, I really don't feel like I have to say much more. There's fae in it. So Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. And that's so fun because, like, the fae books that I have read, she didn't want to be there, aka Feyre. But she does, like, want to be a part of it. So that's actually really exciting. So we're gonna see, like, how do you earn your place in the Fae Kingdom? And I feel like Prince Carden is gonna be a little interesting. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Next, we're going to talk about The Graham Effect by L. freaking Kennedy. Okay, you guys, I've literally already talked about the off-campus series in this video, so you guys know I love it. Garrett Graham. Oh my god, it's his birthday tonight because it's New Year's. Okay, see, you know I love a character if I remember their birthday. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't do that. And I'm questioning myself, of course, but I'm pretty sure it's Garrett Graham's birthday. What? So yeah, The Graham Effect. This one, we followed the children. Hello, I'm so freaking stoked for this. Oh my god. Gigi Graham has exactly 3 goals: qualifying for the women's national hockey team. The women's hockey team? How did I not know this? Okay. With Olympic gold and step out of her famous father's shadow. So far, so good, except for 2 little things. Fine. A little thing and a big grumpy thing. She needs to improve her game behind the net, and she needs to help Luke Ryder. I love that name, Luke Ryder. Ryder is 6'5", built, opinionated, rude, and sexy as hell, but he's still the enemy. Briar's new hockey co-captain has his reasons, though. The men's team just merged with a rival program, leaving Ryder with an angry roster where everyone hates one another's guts. To make matters worse, the summer coaching spot he's angling for with the legendary Garrett Graham is out of reach after he makes the worst possible first impression on his hero. So really, this compromise with Gigi is a win-win. He helps her take the national team, and she puts in a good word with her dad. The only potential snag? This bone-deep, body-numbing, mind-spinning chemistry they're trying to ignore. It's a dangerous game they're playing, but the risk might be worth it. That sounds so good. Oh my god. Stop. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Throttle. This is a series that I have wanted in my possession for so freaking long. One of my favorite Christmas presents. I'm so happy that I finally have this because I can start it. I don't know, like, yes, I could have read it on my Kindle, but I feel like I have to have, I don't know, I don't make sense, but I do what I do. So, Throttled by Lauren Asher. Oh my god, I'm so freaking excited, and Oaf is just hyping me up because she's like this big F1 girly, okay? And she's just so ready for me to join the F1 fam, and I am so excited to be here, guys. Like, hello. Okay, so Maya. Noah Slade is a Formula One legend in the making. Focused, unapproachable, ruthless on and off the track. A man with walls higher than the Grand Canyon. And my brother's new teammate. I want more of the prince who disguises himself as the villain, but while I crave a happy ending, he wants to destroy his. Maya Alator is a forbidden temptation, an ambitious post-grad I should stay away from, and chaos wrapped with a bow. We're a ticking time bomb about one wrong move away from exploding. I want to trip the wire, detonating together in passion and pain, because in the end, all's fair in lust and war. Yes, sir, it is. I love that. That's so cute, but it sounds so good. I don't even know what calls me. I think it's the covers. Don't judge a book by its cover, but also do. You know, like, in a good way, because these covers, like, I didn't care what it was about. I wanted them. And, like, after, like, reading the synopsises and Oaf sending me the Pinterest boards, I'm so freaking stoked. So yeah, like, this is, like, high up there as well. I have so many books that I want to read, like, right now. It's an issue. Another series we're going to be starting in 2024 with my high hopes of finishing the ones I'm currently reading. Wendy City, like, oh my god, I am so excited. And I've made, like, my last 2 or 3 videos, I've probably spoken about this book, so I'm not gonna go heavy into detail, but this one is just going to be so fun. I already freaking know that. It's hockey. We have so much hockey for next year. I'm so freaking excited, okay? So we follow a hockey guy and we follow a flight attendant, and she has been put on the job to run his flight, you know, work it, whatever. And, like, things start happening. Mile High Club, hello. So this book is so heavy. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be that heavy. I know all of these are so good. Like, oh my god, I have so many good things to read. Binding 13. Let's be honest here. So when everybody was first going crazy about these books, I did not like the covers. I don't do people on the covers. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. So I was just like, that kind of put me off judging a book by its cover. Do you see this? Oh my god, Michaela, I'm so horrible. Okay, but anyway, yeah, that was the reason I didn't get it. I'm not gonna lie. So that's horrible of me. I know, I'm sorry. But then they came out with these. And the UK ones. The UK ones, if they weren't an arm and a leg for me to get them over here, I would have them. But we have these beautiful, beautiful covers anyway, so it's okay. So we have Binding 13, okay? Also, I don't know a lot about it, okay? Because like I said, I wasn't interested in it, but Nora read them and was like, girl, you have to read it. It's so good. I'm pretty sure Oaf read it too. He wants to save her. She wants to hide. She's damaged. He's determined. Fate brought them together. Love binds them. Johnny Kavanagh. I was about to say, I know how to say that. Toby Kavanagh, okay? So Johnny Kavanagh has everything going for him. On the rugby pitch, he's a force to be reckoned with, even plagued with a hidden injury. I can't read today. Everyone knows he's heading straight for the top, but that means there's no room for mistakes or distractions. Not even the new shy girl at Talmadge College, and the one with the sad eyes and concealed bruises. He needs to stay focused, keep his cool, and not let anything get in the way of the bigger picture, except before he knows it, the lonely girl has become his only picture. Life has never been easy for Shannon Lynch. Bullied and tortured, she arrives at Talmadge College midway through the school year, praying for a fresh start and desperate to shake off the demons that have plagued her. But when she meets the notorious Johnny Kavanagh on her first day, her plan to keep a low profile are at serious risk. As they fall into a complicated friendship and grapple with their undeniable chemistry, and hidden pain and complicated secrets threaten to be their undoing, but Johnny won't give up on Shannon no matter what it might cost both of them. That sounds crazy. But I love a school romance, so that's really exciting. And like, he's this big hot shot and she's the new girl. That's so fun too. But I don't like that it sounds like she is having a hard freaking time. So hopefully Johnny comes up in here and he's like, touch my girl and die, because we love that vibe. We love it. So yeah, Binding 13. And then last but not freaking least at all, because the amount of times I've come in here and I like pick it up and I'm like, like I just don't know. This is another one, like, I think I'm anticipating it so much because I've heard so many good things about it, so I'm worried that I'm not gonna like it. It's kind of like Fourth Wing was for me. Like, I'm anxious to pick it up because I don't know what's going to happen. But my boyfriend is out today and I sent him on a chase for a book. Do you guys do that? Like, your boyfriend's going out but you're staying home to do something and you're like, I need you to look for this, I need you to look for this. So yeah, he's looking for Air of Fire, which is the last one I need to throw in the glass, and then he is looking for Ruthless Vows. I haven't even read Divine Rivals, so why am I trying to find the second book? Again, who knows? Not me. But I need it either way. So this one was another big book of the year, so I'm so excited to get into this one. All right, so when two young rival journalists find love through a magical connection, they must face the depths of hell in a war between gods to seal their fate forever. After centuries of sleep, the gods are wearing again, but 18-year-old Iris Winnow just wants to hold her family together. Her mother is suffering from addiction, and her brother is missing from the front lines. Her best bet is to win the columnist promotion at the Oath Gazette. To combat her worries, Iris writes a letter to her brother and slips them beneath her wardrobe door, where they vanish, into the hands of Roman Kitt, her cold and handsome rival at the paper, when he anonymously writes Iris back, and the two of them forge a connection that will follow Iris all the way back to the front lines of battle for her brother, the fate of mankind and love. Divine Rivals is an epic enemies to lovers fantasy novel filled with hope and heartbreak and the unparalleled power of love. So this one just sounds so fun to me, and I don't know, I'm just super freaking excited for this one. And then like the cover, that's absolutely freaking, like I keep putting it closer because just look at it. Just look at it. It's so cute. Okay, and then, so yeah, that's exciting. So we have 24 books here that I want to read in 2024, and that wraps us up. We have some great reads here that I literally cannot wait to get to. So yeah, thank you guys for being here with me today. Let me know, do you plan to read any of these in the new year? Have you read any of them and you're like, oh my God, I literally can't wait for you to read that? Like, how do you feel? Let me know in the comments so we can talk. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Have a happy new year if I get this posted in time. Be safe. I love you guys. See you next time.